Welcome to the Modern Real Estate Investor Podcast, where we interview the biggest and most successful real estate entrepreneurs, investors, and capital raisers in the world to provide you with the tool sets, the mindsets, and the skill sets to help you conquer yourself, your life, your marriage, and use real estate as your wealth creation vehicle so that you can live a more successful, happy, and fulfilled life of growth and contribution. If what you're after is having it all, if what you desire is becoming the best version you can be across all areas, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, sentimentally, and financially, you've come to the right place. We will bring to you the best of the best real estate entrepreneurs who will give you the insights, knowledge, experience, and skills so that you can go out and crush it financially and across all areas of your life. Grab pencil and paper, sit back, enjoy, and you are welcome to the Modern Real Estate Investor Podcast. Hello, Modern Kings and Queens. Welcome to another episode of the Modern Real Estate Investor Podcast, where we interview the best and most successful real estate investors out there, real estate capital raisers, real estate entrepreneurs, to provide you with the tool sets, the mindsets, and the skill sets for you to conquer yourself, your life, your marriage, and use real estate as your wealth creation vehicle so that you can achieve financial freedom. I'm super excited today because I have an incredible guest. He's friend with one of my friends. That's actually how I found him, through a connection of one of my connections. And his name is Tenny Tolofari. Did I get that right, man?
Yes, you did. You did. How you doing, Alex?
Thank you, man. Tenny is the director of acquisition and co-founder of XI Capital Investments LLC. I'm excited to I'll talk a little bit further, a little bit more about that company, man. And he has spent several years leading and building a sales team in one of the fastest growing financial services companies. So that's some of his experience. And right now, his main thing, I believe, is XI Capital Investments, and they help investors build wealth through real estate investments. And right now, Tenny has acquired over $168 million. He has over $168 million in assets under management that he has been able to acquire in the last 3 years. So he's a husband, he's a father, he's an entrepreneur. That's why he's here, right? He's on this journey of having it all and becoming what I call a modern king. So Tenny, I'm super excited to have you, man. Thank you very
Thank
much
you
for
so
your
much,
time, and
Alex.
you're welcome to the show.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man, I love what you're doing, and thank you for having me. And hopefully, we can add value to your network of people that are listening to your podcast.
Awesome, man. So actually, well, let's get started. The first thing that I do with my guests, man, is I ask them to walk us through their real estate investing journey in 75 seconds or less.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, man. I came to the United States in 2010, went to grad school, got masters in cybersecurity, started working in the corporate world. 2018, met one of my partners. We had a conversation about building businesses, specifically real estate. And, we started Exact Capital. In that process, we met my other partner, Dr. Oni. We were struggling to meet Dr. Oni, and we all came together and formed forces. And that's how we started Exact Capital. And now we have $168 million of asset under management. And the reason why we started Exact Capital is to bring our community together. When I say community, I mean healthcare professionals, because two of my partners are in the healthcare profession. I'm in cybersecurity. IT, medical professionals. We wanted to bring that community together. Brown and Black folks, underrepresented minorities. We observed that a lot of them don't have access to these asset class when it comes to multifamily real estate investment because they don't have the awareness
Oh,
of the possibility of doing it. So that's how we formed Exact Capital, to be able to bring that awareness to our communities and have them understand that with numbers, there's strength in numbers. We come together, we'll be able to achieve greatness.
I love that, man. So actually, I wanna dive a little bit deeper into that. Um, so your why, and I love that you started with why, man. That's pretty rare, right? So the why the why behind your company XI Capital is getting your communities to come together. What does that mean exactly, man?
So there's strength in numbers, right? Well, what we observed is a lot of people in our community. Originally from Nigeria, born and raised, and
Mm-hmm.
we are all professionals. I've been doing cybersecurity for the past decade, and a lot of us are successful, be it in IT, be it in medical field, and everybody want to do things in their own way, which is I want to buy my own assets, manage it, make my own money, and
For
just
sure.
be in my own business. But for a community to have an economic power, people usually come together to get that done, right? And what we've observed is a lot of other communities, that's what they do. And that's what we decided to do here at Excite Capital.
Cool. So then your ideal investor would be um, a minority who's like a professional then, who's like in the medical industry or in the IT industry or something like that. Hello, modern kings and queens. I'm sorry for the interruption. I know you're enjoying the episode, but I have something super important that you must listen to. If you've been following this podcast for a while now, it's because of one of two reasons. Number one, you aspire to have it all, to unlock your potential across all areas of your life and achieve true freedom physically, emotionally, spiritually, sentimentally, and of course, financially. And or number two, you're a real estate investor or an aspiring real estate investor who has chosen to use real estate as your wealth creation vehicle to achieve financial freedom. My mission as part of the Modern Kings and Queens movement is to help as many people as I can achieve financial freedom using the vehicle of real estate. And I believe that networking can be an incredibly powerful tool to help you unlock your potential across all areas, but more importantly, financially. And more specifically, in real estate. I believe that in real estate, your net worth is your network. This is why I created the 4-step capital raising networking system to help real estate investors propel their growth by using a reliable system that will consistently help them connect with their ideal investors, build trust, add value, get their investors to promote them and put them in front of more investors, and raise more capital faster and in a much more effortless way so that they can become successful, not only financially, but across all areas of their life. If this is something that you want, and this is something that you're interested in, click the link below to gain access to a training that will explain the 4 steps to building a high leverage network that you can use to raise millions of dollars in capital, propel your growth in real estate, and achieve financial freedom in a much more effortless way so that you can have more time and energy to pour into every single other area of your life so that you can become successful, not only financially, but across all areas of your life. In this training, you will learn 4 things. Number 1, aligned connections. I'll show you how to network effectively and how to make sure that your networking efforts work by leveraging a secret, little known concept called the cloak track. Number 2, networking tool. I'm gonna reveal to you a secret networking tool that the top 5% of successful real estate investors use to become successful. And I'm gonna show you how you can use it too to become successful and get out of that 95% of real estate investors that don't really make it. 3, high status communication. In order for someone to invest in you, they have to feel like they know you, like you, and trust you. A lot of people can communicate, but very few can connect. High status communication will allow you to build trust and add value in a way that will make people feel like they know you, like you, and trust you for years in a time span of 30 minutes. And lastly, the 4th thing is the attention multiplication machine. The world doesn't run on oil anymore. It runs on attention. And this last thing, the attention multiplication machine, will show you how to get wealthy investors to promote you and put you in front of more wealthy investors so that you can raise more capital faster and in a much more effortless way. So if this is something that interests you, click the link below to go watch the training. Make sure you stay all the way to the end. If you find value and you want to book a call to talk about how you can get this completely offhand system, completely done for you system, implemented for you in the next 5 days. So click the link below. I'll see you on the other side. And I hope you enjoyed the rest of your episode. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. All right. Yeah. So, let's see. Oh yeah. So man, so then your ideal investor profile would be someone who is like a professional, works in IT or works in the medical industry, and is a minority as well. Is that like who you target? Well, not target, but is that who you help invest in real estate and use real estate as a wealth creation vehicle?
Yeah, we work with anybody that is willing to or that is looking to grow their wealth using real estate,
Mm-hmm.
right? We do not say, okay, this is the person or this is that person that we want to serve. We serve anybody that comes in our sphere that is willing to want to learn about it. The number one thing
Okay.
that we do is once we come in contact with you, we have to educate you about what we do. But how we started the company is because if I look around myself, my friends that we all went to grad school together, A lot of them don't understand that we can all come together and go buy us a 100-unit deal. They didn't know about it. So my immediate
Yeah.
community are the folks I want to first serve. Now that, of course, we have first degree, second degree, third, and fourth degree connections, right? Now, as that expands, we're able to serve more people. But the reason why we started a company to serve that community, the IT professional, the medical professional, and any entrepreneur or business professional that doesn't have the time and energy to go look for properties. We help them look for those property, manage the property, and provide great returns for them so that they can grow their wealth through cash flow and wealth acceleration.
I like that, man. And what do you think would be some of the main reasons or maybe factors, some of the main factors behind your ability to start from scratch, right? Back in 2018, about 3 years ago, and now having over 168 million dollars in assets under management. What factors would you attribute that to?
So I met my partner, one of my partners in 2018. We started having conversations, and then we started the company in February of 2019. And then we three of us came together in 2020. That's what when me, Dr. Oni, Leslie Awasam, and myself came together as a force to take Excite Capital to the next level. Basically, that's when Excite Capital actually started launching and growing. If I can attribute one team to success, to our success so far, I would say it's partnership, leaning on each other's strength. When it was just me and Leslie, we were struggling with growing the company. When Dr. Oni came in, boom, the company excelled, right? When it was me and
Yeah.
Leslie, I couldn't do the underwriting. Leslie was the one that knows how to do the underwriting. On that part, he understood that he can do the operations and he can manage it, right? I'm the director of acquisition. What I thrive is building relationship with folks and having conversation with the brokers. I thrive in going out there and looking for the opportunities and bringing it to the company. So with that trifecta, that actually helped the company grow. So I would say partnership was the key to what we've been able to do so far.
Partnerships. Okay, cool. This is a revolving theme, right? That keeps on coming up on every single interview that I have with any successful real estate investor, commercial real estate investor. This concept of partnering up, right? So this concept uh, uh, of of knowing that you don't have to know everything to get started, because you can partner with the people who do know the things that you probably don't, and can
Absolutely.
and can help you with. So I want to ask a little bit more about your partnering experience, just to see how that looks like, so the audience can have like a first-hand look into how partnering looks like, how to find your partner, how to determine if it's a good partner, and like how the partnering process looks like. I want to go a little bit deeper into that, but before I do, let me ask you, man, what would be the main parts that a beginner real estate investor would have to partner up with? So like for example, underwriting, building relationships, right? Like those are two parts right there. Finding deals, those are three. So what would be like the main things, the main parts that a real estate investor that is beginning would have to cover, and could cover with partners?
It's pretty simple. It's your weaknesses. You just look for your weaknesses and then look for somebody that can cover that part. For example, I didn't have interest in doing underwriting when it comes to reviewing our deals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Leslie was there. He's my partner. Boom. He knows he loves to do it. So he does that part. Right. Leslie doesn't like to go out there and talk to brokers. I love to do it. Boom. That's my part right there. We
That's
struggle
why
with
you're on
raising
podcast right
capital.
now.
You see what I'm saying? We struggle with raising capital. And Dr. Oni has a huge network, and he's a visionary. He understands the future and some of the ways we can shape the company to become a billion-dollar company in the future, right? He has that. I don't have that. Leslie doesn't have that, and boom, that's what he brings to the to the team. So at the end of the day, you have to outsource your weaknesses, and that's what we've done here at Excite Capital. Now we're continuing to outsource our weaknesses. For example, we have a team of about total. We're about 10 people in my company right now, and a lot of people have different roles. We have the marketing strategist, underwriting specialist, acquisition associates, investor relations. All of these guys have specific skills that we don't specifically have, and we're continuously outsourcing those different um, skills, leveraging other people's skills, what they are good at. There's a saying that says, "Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar." What belongs to Caesar, you give it to him, and everybody's happy. So that's what I would attribute it to: leverage. You leverage other people's expertise and outsource your weaknesses.
Yeah, leverage other people's expertise, time, knowledge, skills, basically everything.
All of that, yes. And then you outsource your weaknesses.
Cool. So, can you enlighten me with how the partnership process looks like, man? Like, how do, because there's someone out there who's just learning about this is probably their first interview, and they're like, damn, in 3 years he went from zero to building a XI Capital, which is a company that is managing over 168 million dollars. Like, I like that, I want to do that, right? And there's probably someone out there who's also like a minority, whether they're Mexican, I'm Mexican, whether they're from some other part of the world, and they're looking at this podcast, they're watching, they're listening right now, and they're inspired, right, by how fast someone can make progress. And they're like, okay, I get it. I don't have to know anything. I don't have to know everything. I can partner with people that do, and that can complement my skill sets. So, but then they're like, well, where do I find these people? And then all of these stories start in their mind, right? All of these stories as to why they can't, or why they wouldn't be able to, or why no one would be able to partner with them. So, can you enlighten me on how you did it, man? Like, how do you go about finding partners, and then what do you tell them?
So partnership, if you're looking for a partner, they're not going to come to you in your house, right? You got to go seeking, and you're going to go
Yeah.
seeking until you find, right? You could be going to networking events. You could be going to, for example, if you want to, learn how to swim, right? Where do you go? You go to where they have a pool, and then where they have a coach, right? And then you start
Yeah.
seeing people that know how to swim there, and then you guys start having conversations about swimming and the different techniques and all of that stuff, right? The same thing with
Hmm.
building partnership and building any kind of business. For real estate specifically, if you want to learn how to partner, you want to go to the place where other investors, real estate investors, go to, right? And everybody that comes to that common ground have strengths and weaknesses. You want to know
Yeah.
what you're good at. And whenever you meet any other investor, you say, hey, this is what I'm good at. This is where I'm going, and I'm looking for this. You want to be specific and know exactly what you're looking for, so that when the person appears, you will know immediately that this is what I'm looking for, and that's the missing piece. Of course, you don't want to jump into any kind of partnership right away. You want to spend some time to know your partners, right? You want to make sure that whoever you're partnering with, have the integrity and the reputation for you to that you want to work with. Because remember, if you're looking at maybe investing in deals and taking other people's money or raising capital, you're putting people's money at risk if you don't vet
For sure.
whoever you're partnering with. So partnership takes time, and you have to give it that time for you to actually know who you're going to partner with. For example, if you identify a meetup in your environment or close to your neighborhood, and you start attending, and you start seeing somebody that keeps coming, you guys start having conversation, start meeting up, start chatting and stuff like that. With time, you get to know what they're good at, what they're not good at, what their strengths are, what their
Mhm.
weaknesses are. And then you have to put in the work to get to know them. And then when you know them, now you can say, okay, maybe we can work, we can do something together. I'm sharing that because that's exactly what we did. Me and
Cool.
the way I met Leslie was through his wife. When I was doing financial services, I went to a doctor's office to do a presentation, and I met Leslie's wife, and Leslie's wife said I should meet Leslie. I came to the house, met Leslie, and that's how we started having conversation. And we started meeting every Friday to play the cash flow board game by Robert Kiyosaki. So we played that game every
Cool.
Friday. And that way we started building relationship, and we started seeing each other's weaknesses and strength. And then we decided to start Exact Capital, right? As we're going in that journey, Leslie has been talking to our CEO, current CEO right now, Dr. Oni, in the hospital, because both of them work in the hospital, about what we're doing. And Leslie knows him very well. And with time, he observed that Dr. Oni could be a great partner. So when Dr. Oni said he wanted to be a partner at Exact Capital, we say absolutely, because Leslie knows him very well. All they needed to do for me was just to give me a call. I had a conversation with Dr. Oni. I'm like, man, I really like the energy. My gut feeling was like, this is the person we need to be a part of this company. And boom, we
Nice.
took Exact Capital to the next level from there. So again, if I have to summarize, is go to where the people you want to the investors are, where you want to build whatever kind of business you're trying to do. Go there, network, put in the work to know people, and then with time you'll be able to know if you want to partner or not.
Cool. Cool. So get out there, know what your weaknesses and strengths are, and just build relationships with people. With time, you'll get to know, what they need and what value you could bring to them, and you'll be able to do it. Sounds pretty simple, and it's because
Absolutely.
it is, right? It is. You just gotta put it in the work. So you talked about right now, man, about going to networking events, going to meetups, and I know that you actually have like a monthly meetup, right? So
Correct.
so who is that? Tell me a little bit about that monthly meetup that you have, and tell me who is that for and what is it about?
So the monthly meetup is just another way that we add value to the community that we serve. People that come across us on the internet and through our network. We just serve them with all the resources that we come across. It could be
Okay.
a novice when it comes to investing. It could be somebody that's an expert. We go through the process of sharing information about the mind, sharing information about wealth strategy, sharing information about multifamily, share information about any kind of practices that we at Excite Capital we use to help grow our mind and grow our wealth that we see that will be beneficial to our community. We share that information. For example, the person that's going to be on our next meetup, his name is Bob Berg. He's the guy that wrote the book The Go Giver, right? And his philosophy, he has 5 principles in
Cool.
there. So he's going to be in that
Damn.
podcast, right? As a podcast in that meetup. And the reason why we're bringing him up is because we've read his book and we saw that the teachings he have in that book is useful to our community. And if anybody could embrace some of those principles, they will be great in their life, right? So we'll bring him to that meetup to come and share those principles, and people have an opportunity to have questions. Again, we bring in real estate experts, advisors, cost seg experts, folks that talks about the mind, how to set goals. So we kind of go through all the different growth journey for an entrepreneur, and we
Nice.
try to bring in these different keynote speakers, and we do that every first Monday of the month, and we do it for about an hour and a half.
I really like that, man. I really like that. That's really inspiring. And then I was like, I got a little bit excited because I love that book, the Go Giver, right? So
Yep,
just give, right? I really like that.
yep.
Um, and I'm really excited for to for your monthly meetup. So who attends? Like, is that more geared towards like multifamily real estate investors, so that you teach them, so that you can teach them about mindset, about how to get started, about business, or is that towards like people who want to invest, like capital investors?
Yeah, so it's open, depending on what, because we have a huge database now. For example, if we're talking about the philosophy of giving, if that's not what you are connected with, you probably would not attend, right?
Exactly.
So we at Exact Capital, our tagline is grow your mind and grow your wealth.
I
In order
like
for
that.
you to grow your wealth, your mind has to be strong, right? You have to understand the different challenges that could come, and then you want to look for ways to fortify your mind in order for you to actually grow wealth, right?
For
So
sure.
we look for resources that can help people either do growing their mind, and then we look for resources to help them grow their wealth, right? So growing their mind, we talk about philosophy, we talk about go-giver principle, we talk about setting goals and all of that stuff. And then when it comes to growing your wealth, we share with them the different asset class when it comes to investing. We talk about multifamily because that's what we do. We talk about what's going on with the market and interest rate and all of that stuff, right? So it's geared towards anybody that's an investor that's looking to grow their mind and grow their wealth. Any topic that we're bringing into that platform will help you in that whole process. And that's what we try to achieve.
I like that, man. And it's like me, right? Like all of the people that I'm connected with resonate with the message of being a modern king, right? Of having it all, of
Right.
pursuing true freedom, and wanting to become the best that you can be across all areas. And I like that, right? So everyone who goes to those meetings, or who's connected to you, probably resonates at some level with your message of working, growing your mind and your wealth, right? So
Absolutely.
it's really cool. I'm super excited to attend.
Thank you so
So
much.
if I want to attend, right? If I'm interested in growing my mind, if I'm interested in growing my wealth, and more importantly, if I'm interested in doing it using real estate as my vehicle, right? Um, where can I sign up, man, for your monthly meeting?
So, if you go to our website, excitecapital.com, which is X as in xylophone, SITE capital.com, you'll be able to see all resources that we have as regards to giving back to our community. So at Excite Capital, we host a free underwriting class that basically help you understand the financial model when it comes to buying multifamily real estate. And it's free of charge. We don't pay, you don't have to pay anything. It's a free resources. That's one of the additional value we add to our community, because what we observed when we started this business is if you're buying a 100 units apartment, it's like you're buying a business. And in order for you to buy that business, you want to know if the business is growing or is dying. Does the property produce
Yeah.
enough income to service the debt and for you to be able to give your investors return? Is the expenses ridiculous, or is you can reduce the expenses, right? So we do that financial analysis in order for we to put in offers on deal and buy deals. Without you understanding the underwriting, you cannot win a deal, or you actually lose your investors' money. So we use that approach of how we do our deals to educate our community. Now, if there's a lot of people that have come to us and say, hey, listen, I want to learn how to do this business, we walk them through that underwriting class and say, hey, this is how you do it. And that underwriting class is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And it's free of charge. So anybody that wants to be a part of that community, reach out to us at excitecapital.com and we'll make sure you attend that class for free. And then our monthly meetup,
Cool.
just go to excitecapital.com. The link to the meetup is there. And then you'll be able to get to every other resources that we have as a company on excitecapital.com.
Cool. So you have an underwriting class every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
At 8 p.m. Eastern time, yes.
I like that. Everything we can find on your website. And then the other thing, the monthly meetup is the first Monday of every month. Is
Every
that
month, correct. 6 p.m. Eastern time.
cool? I really like that. So
And now
that's
for people that are in Charlotte, I'm about to start up in-person meetup here in Charlotte because I currently live in Charlotte. So I'm about to start a networking event here in Charlotte. My first one is going to be on Thursday. So I'm hoping that, with that, we can bring like-minded individuals, like I said in the podcast. In order for you to grow in terms of your network, you got to go to where the people are that you're looking to network with, right? So people in the Charlotte area
sure.
need to come out and let's network and see how we can grow our wealth and grow our mind and then grow our wealth.
hmm Awesome, man. And so for these meetups, are they live or are they pre-recorded?
The meetup that we do every first Monday of the month, that is virtual right now. And
And it's
we
live. I
started.
mean, but it's live.
Oh, it's
It's virtual,
live.
but
It's
it's live.
live. Yes,
Yeah.
it's live. It's not
What about the
pre-recorded. It's
class?
live. The underwriting class is live as well.
Cool. So then people have the opportunity to like engage and ask
Ask
questions if they have any.
questions. Correct.
That's
Correct. It's live.
awesome, man. I'm gonna attend one of those classes actually.
Yeah. Just
Actually, one is happening today, right? Later today.
Yes, one is at 8 p.m. today. So send me your email. I'll give it to my admin. They'll add you to the list and then they'll send you the information. You can join. Again, it's free of charge. And again, what we observed when we started this journey is a lot of people pay significant amount of money to learn. But if
For
somebody
sure.
is willing to learn and they want to actually put in the work, because you don't just learn, knowledge is free these days. You can get anything online, but you have to put
Yeah.
in the work. So if you want to learn and put in the work, we're going to help you learn, grow your mind, and then you put in the work, and then you're able to grow your wealth from that direction.
Cool. So do you also run like a coaching program to help real estate investors get started in this business, or no?
We don't have a coaching program. We actually we recently just got our first coaching student this year. We're not planning to start a coaching program. We didn't have a plan for it, but this individual was very persistent. He wanted us to actually coach him. So we have just one coaching student right now that we're coaching, and we're walking him through our journey and sharing with them all the resources that we have. Exact Capital is like an open book. If you're willing to learn and put in the work, we're going to share with you everything we know. It's not a secret. There's no secret.
Mm,
Everything is available
for
black
sure.
and white. And we're willing to share whoever that is willing to listen what we're doing and how they can get involved.
That's
That
awesome, man.
doesn't mean in the future we might not have a coaching program, but for right now, we don't have a coaching program. We just have one coaching student that we're helping go through this journey. And the reason behind that is because he really wanted us to help him. Again, if we find somebody that says, "I really need your help," we can have that conversation at that time.
Okay, cool. So I do end my interviews with asking a couple of questions, three
Sure.
questions actually. But before I go there, man, I want to shift gears a little bit and ask you about some of the, like, what are the investments that you got going on right now? I mean, what type of investments do you do? And then what are some of the investments that you got going on right now?
So you typically Excite Capital would buy between class A all the way to class C type of assets. Usually they call them value add. Value add means you buy a property that needs some kind of improvements. We go into that property, we add value to it. And when we add value to it and add value to the community of our tenants, they see that if we increase rent, they'll be able to give us that extra rent increase because they see that in the community we've actually improved it. So by we improving it and increasing the rent, we automatically increase the value of the property. And our business plan is usually between 3 to 7 years. So we identify a property. We want to make sure the property, we won't do our underwriting, that the property cash flow from day number one so that we can provide returns to our investors. And then we go into this property, we add value to it, and then we increase the value of the property. And then between that 5 to 7 years, we exit.
Cool, 5 to 7 years. So then any investor that invests with Excite Capital could look at benefits such as taxes, right? They could save on taxes. They could cash flow, like you said, from day one, which is very important. And since you hold the properties for like 5 to 7 years, and you add value to them, they can actually benefit as well on the appreciation side.
Appreciation,
So
exactly. For example, we had a deal that we exited on December 17th of 2022. We had that deal for 19 months. We were able to give our investors in a reasonable returns of almost 30% average annual return. But when we got the deal, our projections was like around 18% average annual return on that deal, right?
but it
And
was
but
way better.
it was way better. We exceeded our expectation and were able to return capital to our investors, and a lot of them were able to 1031 into our newer the deal that we had that we closed in December 30th of 2022. Currently, we don't have any live deal. We're looking for the next acquisition. But again, deals are going to show up this year. We're actively looking for deals, underwriting deals. Of course, the market is a little crazy right now with high interest rate. A lot of sellers are holding on to their deals. They're not looking to sell because it's cash
Mhm.
flowing. But again, we're going to be presenting deals to our investors pretty soon. All of them are pretty much waiting for our next deal.
Cool. And what structure do you use to fund your deals?
So we use the 506C, the Reg D 506C. Basically, it's for accredited investors. And we use the syndication model where we pool resources together within our investors to be able to fund the deals.
Okay, cool. So are you project? Oh yeah, the market is a little bit weird right now, right? So um, do you project having any deals on your pipeline anytime soon?
Absolutely. We're putting in offers. I put in an offer yesterday. I'm the director of acquisition of the company, so I have a pulse about the deal flow that we have. We review close to, things have slowed down, but on a regular, we review like 40 something deals every week, just to review. And then out of those 40, about 46 deals, we underwrite about 12 or 13 of them. Out of that, we usually submit about 3 to 4 offers every week on a regular day or regular season. Now, with things kind of slow and sellers holding back on selling, things are a little slow. But again, we'll continue to aggressively pursue deals. And of course, we will not buy any deal until it meets the returns that we project for our investors, and they're in a good market. And of course, they support our business philosophy
Awesome, which is growing your mind and your wealth.
and growing your wealth. Exactly.
Awesome, man. So man, um, I want to end with by asking you some questions, and the first one is, so you started a couple of years ago, not that long ago, and you are already make some moves, making some significant impact on people's lives and on their minds and on their wealth. So my question is, knowing what you know now, what piece of advice would you give yourself at the beginning of your real estate investing journey to help you have faster, easier, and smoother success?
Just put it to work. Dream big and put in the work. Don't think small. Think as big as you can, as you can imagine, and then just put in the work. The reason why Exact Capital is here is we made a lot of sacrifices and then put in the work. It's as simple as that. There's a lot of, if you want to go into an environment that you're not familiar with, you have to go in and let the people in that environment know that you're serious.
Hmm.
And that's everything that you set your goals, make it very big. If somebody told me 4 years, 5 years ago that I will be negotiating a 30, $50 million deal, I'll probably be like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not possible.
Yeah.
But right now I'm in a position at the Exact Capital as a company is a position where we're saying this year we want to do $200 million of assets this year. That is the
You're
kind
looking
of
at $1 billion.
yeah. So we're trying to get a 5 billion in another 7 years. So in the next 3 years we're looking at the billion. Um, so with all of those in mind, we dream big. Of course, if we don't hit 5 billion, we'll probably hit 3 million. That's not bad.
Yeah. Okay.
So
No, not
but
bad at all.
it doesn't hurt for you to dream that big. And as you dream that big, the universe is going to put the people and the resources for you to actually achieve it. And it
Exactly.
opens up your mind to the resources that's available out there in the world for you to get it. So
For sure.
dream
That's
big and put
exactly
in the
what happens,
work.
right? Awesome, man. I like that. So the next question is, building relationships and networking is key to be successful in the real estate investing game, raising capital, finding deals, and all of that, partnering up. So, what networking strategy or advice can you give on that, Tenny?
It's pretty simple. Go to where the people you're looking for are. If you want to find you're looking for deals, go look for the brokers and go meet them. Buy them breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You're looking for
Hmm.
investors, the specific kind of investors you're looking for, go to where they are. Excuse me, if they're IT professionals, go to IT conferences. If they're medical professionals, go to medical conferences and go to them and tell them, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. Do you want to be a part of it? And then if you talk to 100 people, you probably have one person that say, yeah, I like your idea. Let's see if we can work something out, right? So you got to go out
Yeah.
there and meet the people that you're looking to attract to your business or your business model.
Cool. So if you're looking for deals, talk to investors. If you're working for
No,
investors,
if you're looking for deals, talk to brokers.
talk to brokers. All right. If
If
you're
you're
looking for
looking
investors,
for
go to
investors, go to
your
where the
investors
investors
are.
are. Yes, you
What
have to
about
know
capital raisers?
exactly who your investors are.
What if you're looking for someone that helps you capital raise capital? What if you're looking for capital raisers? Where do you go?
So for capital raisers, it's still the same thing, right? For example, you go to real estate conferences. If you go to real estate conferences, a lot of them have network of networks, right? And you go there, you have a conversation, and then you form partnership. Those guys can go in and say, you know what, I'm going to tap into my network. I see what you're trying to do here. I'll tap into my network, and I'm going to raise capital on your deal. And when I do that, I want to have an active role when it comes to managing. I want to participate in operating
Hmm.
the assets and learning about the assets and doing work because the SEC have a lot of stipulations right now for capital raisers. So one has to be really careful when it comes to raising capital. When you want to raise capital, they want you to be actively participating in the activities of the property. You don't just want to be a money raiser.
Passive investor.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
Now
yeah.
there are people that are licensed to raise capital that have the license to do that. Of course, you want to work with them and then you want to understand what their fee structure is. But if you're not licensed and you want to raise capital, you want to make sure when you raise capital from your investors, you are actively participating in the operation of the
In the
assets.
operations. Cool. Awesome, man. The last question, Tenny, is what is a false belief that maybe you had, or that you see a lot of real estate investor beginners have that holds them back, man?
I think the main one that hold people back is they don't believe that it's possible that it can get it done, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes when they see, so one of the big one is a lot of people want it, but they really don't want it bad enough.
Yeah.
They want it, but they don't want it bad enough. They're not willing to put in the work and the sweat and tears to get it done. That's one of that big thing that I've seen in there, right? That holds people back. You want it, but you don't really want it. If you really want
They
it,
don't
you
want
put
it
in the
enough.
work. Yeah, they
They
don't
don't
want
want
it
it enough.
enough.
Has
They
to
don't want
put
it
in the
bad
work. There
enough.
you go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. Awesome. Well, man, I really enjoyed this talk with you. You've provided a lot of value to me. I'm sure that anyone out there also got a lot of value from you and from this interview in general. And if people resonated with you, they liked some of the tips or some of the insights that you dropped, they maybe want to attend one of your monthly meetups. They maybe want to attend one of your weekly classes on
Underwriting
how to
class.
underwrite, right? And they just want to get around you. They resonate with your message of growing your mind and growing your wealth. Where would be the best place for them to get a hold of you, man?
I'm on LinkedIn. I'm really active on LinkedIn. First, excitecapital.com. S as in xylophone, SITE capital.com is our company website. My whole partners and everybody's on there. But if you want to reach out to me specifically, it's Tenny Tolofari on LinkedIn. I think I'm the only the only Tenny Tolofari there on LinkedIn. You'll be able to connect with me on LinkedIn and then just send me a message. I'm very accessible. I'll have a conversation with you and see how I can add value to you.
Awesome. We'll have all that information added to wherever this appears, so it'll appear everywhere. And I'm super excited, man.
Thank you so much,
For
Alex.
this opportunity of learning from you,
Appreciate it,
and
man.
I'll see you later.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Bye bye. Thank you for listening to the Modern Real Estate Investor Podcast. We want you to know that we love and appreciate you, and we are super grateful about being part of your journey of becoming a successful real estate entrepreneur and having it all. Please share this episode with a friend who you think will be impacted positively. Send it to someone who you know is interested in real estate and dreams of having it all and being the best they can be across all areas. And if you thought this episode was really valuable, share it on your social media as a post or a story. We have a special gift for all of those who contribute to the Modern Kings and Queens movement. So for those of you who decided to share this episode and help us spread our message, send me a message letting me know on any social media platform at Alex Ramirez, the Modern King. I have a special surprise for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.